All right, pregame thoughts, Padres and the Mets game 2. Obviously, yesterday, Padres, they didn't do a ton offensively. They went 0 for with runners in scoring position, so hopefully that's going to be better today with Adam Mazur on the mound. Hopefully he can get some good run support. Remember that Angels outing? He got ground balls when he needed to, right? Got the ground like 4 ground balls into double plays, I think it was that outing. His last outing wasn't as successful, so we'll see if he'll pitch to contact. Will he be able to limit free passes? We'll see. As for the lineup, that's the big thing today for me. No doubt about that. And it is all about Manny for me today about this lineup. Obviously, Arise, Tatis, Profar, Manny's hitting fourth, Solano, Cronenworth, Merrill, Kim, Higgy. Now, what you notice is Manny is playing third base. And I was not expecting that. Now, Kevin Acee, he did write in his Padres Daily this morning that before yesterday's game, Schilt said he expects Manny to be back at third base sooner rather than later. A short while after Schilt spoke, Manny took grounders at third, looking more mobile and fluid than he had at any point since suffering a strained right hip flexor strain on June 5th. He certainly does not look okay running the bases, and he doesn't look much better at the plate much of the time. Then he goes on about 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and the run that he was on, but then these last couple of games has not been great. 0 for 8 with 6 strikeouts in the past 2 games. I know that's 2 games, but Manny, it does not seem like he is fully healthy. So for him to be out there at third base makes me more pissed off at him not running down the line last night. I was going to give him a pass. And I talked about it yesterday. Like, he's not playing, excuse the dryer there. Like, he's not playing 100%, and he's still not. And I was like, we need him for the long haul. I think he can probably only go 60%. But when you see that he's playing third base less than 24 hours after he doesn't go down the line, and we know fans are going to be pissed off when he's blowing the bubble gum, right, running down the line. And that's just, I don't think that he's thinking about that, like, oh, I'm going to blow a bubble right here as I'm not running quickly down the line. I think that's just what he does. We've seen him doing that, making great plays in the field. We've seen him doing it, I think, in middle of at bats. That's just what he does. That's just part of, him chewing gum. That's just what happens. So I'm not like mad at that. It's just I was not expecting him to play third base today. If he was DHing, I'd be like, okay, I'd be more fine with what happened last night because, okay, they're not putting him in the field because clearly he's not good enough to be in the field right now. And what I mean by good enough, not talent wise, but health wise. And so I look at that video last night, again this morning, and I'm like, so if you're good enough to be at third base, I'm sorry, you got to be running harder than that. You got to be running harder than that. I'm not saying you have to sprint down the line because I think we can agree that's not what we want from Manny Machado right now. But I don't know. Maybe I don't think the same that he does, or us fans. Like, if I was in that situation, is that a spider on my hat? Sorry, I literally just saw something crawling on my hat. Maybe you saw that, maybe you didn't. I don't know. For me, for fans, I think my natural instinct when I hit a rolling ground ball to third like that, my instinct is to run harder down the line than Manny did. But again, like me and Manny, we're probably not thinking the same, right? And let's face it, he's gotten into a habit of not running hard down the line. And I do understand it. He wants to be in the lineup every day. He doesn't want to do what he did, the whole hip flexor strain in Anaheim. What happened last night, I think you just got to run hard. Again, I'm not expecting him to be sprinting. I'm not saying you have to be sprinting down the line, but if you go watch that video, which is on my social media, on Twitter, you will see that what percentage is he going down the line right there? Is it 50? Is it 60? Look how slow he gets out of the box. I'm rewatching it right now. Blows the bubble pretty much like midway as he's running down the line. I'm not saying he has to sprint, but that just doesn't seem to me. And he pulls up. It's one thing to pull up once you hit the base, but he's pulling up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5+ steps before he reaches the bag. And this, by the way, it was a ball that was botched by Vientos at third. and it stayed in front of him, so he fielded it and then went and made the throw. But again, like, I would just if you're gonna be playing third base the next day, I would be expecting you to run a little bit harder down the line in that situation in a one-run game in the 7th inning, when every base runner the Padres need when you're going over with runners in scoring position. And then just Manny performance-wise, I'm sorry, but you can't be striking out looking in the 9th inning in that situation. You know, I think there were no outs when he was up. You gotta move the runner over. Do something productive. And so I it there's a lot of fans that are frustrated with Manny right now, and I understand that. I was gonna be one of the nicer ones on Manny because I was like, he's not, and I still am like, I wanna say, "Hey, everyone, I think it's pretty apparent he's not playing 100% healthy." And I don't know if I agree with the Padres putting him at third base. If he's gonna run down the line like that, why are you putting him at third base the next day? Is that Manny admitting that, "Hey, I didn't give my full effort and I'm good to go at third base?" Or is that Manny like, "This is all I can go, so, like, why would you be playing the field the next day?" It just I don't know. Me seeing Manny's name and the 3B next to his name in the lineup today, that makes me more pissed off at what happened yesterday. That's all. And I don't think I'm the only one that has that opinion. But yeah, Mets lineup: Lindor, Nimmo, JD Martinez, Alonso, Stewart, Vientos, Alvarez, McNeil, and Bader. Um, Bullpen fully rested, ready to go, no issues. Because who was the only one that pitched yesterday? Morejon. He was the only reliever that pitched yesterday. He went 21 pitches. There was the day off the day before, so Suarez, Estrada, Matsui, Peralta, De Los Santos, Kolek, Brito, they're all good, ready to go. So we'll see how long Mazur goes. Do the Padres are they fine with getting 5 innings out of him and then just going to the bullpen? We'll see. But the offense got to do better with runners in scoring position today. No doubt about that. Facing off against Jose Quintana, you look at the ERA there, and that's not very impressive. But sometimes with the Padres, you got someone with a high ERA like that, and the ERA is going to go down by the end of the day. Last couple of outings for Quintana, by the way, he has not been able to go more than 4 innings. So let's see if the Padres offense will be able to get to him.